To the Washington SXM podcast, as always, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Click the notification bell to get notified whenever I drop a new video. So you don't know, tonight we're gonna discuss our video, the Just Pearl things that they had on Tate and some girls. So let's get into the hit. We'll get to commenting.
A $500 gift. Okay, and you're happy, right? It's thoughtful. It's specific to you. Then you found out last year he got his ex-girlfriend an entire birthday party. How does that make you feel? He did the most. He rented out the nicest hotel in London. He got her everything she wanted the year before.
Me not care.
You don't care at all?
I don't really care. As long as he's making me happy.
Okay, you
We're
don't
different.
care.
We're different people too.
Yeah.
It's a different relationship, and maybe
We know they lying, cause we know how women are. If you give your girlfriend a shebang, a big party, the whole nine, let's say 100 guests and drinks and gifts on top of it, and then your present girl, you only spend, or you just bring her for dinner. Even though these girls, they saying, oh no, it doesn't matter, it doesn't pass, blah, blah, blah. They're lying. Because deep down, they're going to be pissed off about it. They might not say it, but at some point in an argument, they're going to bring it up.
he bought her flowers every day, 365 days a year, and he didn't do that for me. It's like, well, if that's what makes her happy, he's gonna do what makes her happy.
Exactly.
I mean, I get the angle. What you're saying is like, oh, he did all that for her. Why am I not good enough? But the second you compare yourself, you lose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I agree, but I'm just saying that's how men
They're
look at
being
like your
disingenuous.
past. Is like basically like you've given it for free.
So here's my question to that, because all right, I love everything we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so to all the viewers out there, including myself, right? You live life. There's gray area. You live and you fucking learn, right? So where the fuck do we go from here?
She's good
So
and
do I
angry.
play the shame game where everybody walks away a fucking loser? Because I can do that. I beat myself up my entire life for every decision I've ever made, right? It got me nowhere.
No.
So I value myself. I see the world differently through a series of events, right? So what the fuck comes next? Because that's where I'm confused, right? Because I'm not. It's like if you don't, if it's not like gifted to you, like even in your situation, like your dad provided you a life that like so many people would kill for, like, you know what I mean? So that's why it's like it sucks, because the reason I hate these conversations is because it's never about like empathy. Do I understand the scales and how some
Stick up in. If for all those who don't know who this girl is, that's Britney Renner. I think I looked her up, and she said some wild things when she was when she was younger, when she was at her peak, when she was in the 21, 22, 23. She's saying some wild things, how she loves sucking dicks, and she can get pregnant with any ball player, and she can get millions. And this girl used to be flown around on jets and expensive cars and all this. So no, I think so. No, she's getting into this empathy. You must have empathy. But this is what people fail to understand. That's why I tell people, be careful what you put out on social media when you're young, because now everybody is bashing her for what she did. So now she's looking for empathy. She's being upset. No, but at the time when you were doing these things, you wasn't looking for you wasn't thinking about anyone. You was being bold, and you was being have this don't care attitude. You was cussing out everybody. So now you get older, you want people to feel sorry for you. No, it doesn't work like that.
Hey, but moving forward, then what? So, okay, so I'm just gonna, like I said, make it about myself. I'm 30, single, mom. My fucking checkered past is all over Instagram. You know what I mean? I have people like you. She's a hoe. She's literally known for this. Okay. So what would be your advice to people like me then?
But I don't believe in grey area. I believe black and white.
Okay, well, that's unfortunate, because there's gray.
I don't believe in grey area.
There's gray in life.
Do you know what? To answer, wait, I'm going to answer your question. I mean, I just think there's consequences for your decisions.
Exactly,
and I just
you
think,
make a decision.
My best advice
Suffer the consequences.
Lower your standards, like that, because I just think there's going to be consequences for putting, promiscuous stuff on the internet.
Not till like a stage day, it doesn't go
You
away.
probably won't get the type of guy that you could have got at 22.
Do you know what, sister? It wasn't meant to be then. Do you know what I'll tell you? I would say.
Stick up in. So, as I said earlier, she did all this wild stuff when she was in her 20s, early 20s, when she was the hottest thing alive. And she cussed people out, and you can look her up online. She said some wild things. I don't want to repeat them, and she uses basketball player get pregnant by him for spite, and then wanted child support. And then it's a whole rah-rah. So now she can now in turn come and want empathy from people because you're now older and you might feel like you want somebody to settle down with now. But I always say this, for every action there's a reaction. So if you live a promiscuous life, put it on the internet, and you was big, bad and bold with it, now you're older and you want to settle down and you can't get a good, decent guy. Now you want to be mad at the world and say, you need to get empathy, people need to forget about the past. But no, it cannot be done. That's impossible.
Because I'm 30 and I'm single out of a situation that actually is not because I was a hoe and I was doing whatever. People can't call me that. I made it by decision to be with somebody that hurt me a lot, and I stayed for 5 years. I came out super late. And do you know what I realized? What I learned is that I know now that I have to be selective and I have to think. If me taking longer to get to that stage is what it takes, then that's what it takes. You accept your future, you accept everything with gratitude, because as long as you're breathing, that's the most important thing. At least you've got your child. I am not afraid because I know the quality of woman that I am. I know my value regardless of whether I'm 30, 40, 50. Yeah. Do you understand? So you don't be afraid by other people's time limits and limitations and all of these things, because it actually doesn't matter. And I'll tell you why.
No, but your value goes down as you get older.
That's according to you.
No, but I'm saying to me.
That's a car. It's a fact.
I'll tell you why. Because since Mr. Andrew Tate explained something about status, I understand very well what that actually means. And as a woman, the quality and the value that I hold for myself is actually the kind of value and quality that a man will appreciate the status it will bring to him, whether or not I'm a virgin. Because I've worked on myself to be a woman of quality and substance. I respect myself and I handle myself as such. Okay? And that is the way that you're going to actually overcome all of these bad mistakes that you've made, because who you are right now actually will make a difference if you stick to it and if you mean it and if you've always been that way. There's always another story for everybody. It doesn't matter.
Stick up in. She just talking and not saying. She's talking, but she's not saying a lot. She's going around in circles. So she just talking for talking's sake.
So you'll be fine. You know, I would discuss somebody that's more emotionally mature.
Do you know what I would say to you? What are you about to say?
Because what she's saying is, that's what she thinks, that's not what a man wants.
I want to hear, because you've been through a lot in your life. When she told me that you were going to be on and we were going to be on this panel together, I started watching a bunch of your videos, and it really was like, there's so much that you have been through, which is why you have a well of wisdom, right? And the difference between me and you is that you're glorified for it, and I am burned at the stake for everything that I've been through. And it's so funny because people have always said that we were two sides of the same coin, as far as like, well, if Andrew Tate gets banned,
stick up. See, and then again, there she goes again. As a man, men, we don't born with value. Women born with value. So when Andrew Tate, because he's a kickboxing champion a couple times over, so when he worked his way up the ladder, have to beat all these guys, become a champion, invest his money wisely. I think he had some online classes and so. My point is, he did a lot of businesses and then he grew his wealth to the point where he's a multi-millionaire, right? She, on the other hand, she did no such thing. All she did was go online, say she loves suck dick, she was pretty, she's a pretty girl, and she was in her 21, 22, 23, 24 years old. She was the hottest thing alive, and so all these guys, all these celebrities, these ball players, these musicians, and all they was in her DMs, sending her DMs, they want to link up with her, right? So her ego was inflated. So she thinks that at that time, she was untouchable, which she was at that time. But then she ran through, because she said that in her video, I think I saw, she had sex with 3 men in 1 week. And that was on a weekly basis, she was doing that, stuff like that. So she run through all these guys, get these expensive cars, big house, and if she get a big house, I'm not sure about the big house, but I know she used to drive expensive cars. And fly all over the place in jets. Now she's 31, she want to settle down, she wants a good man. But how you going to want a good man when you got to run through, early in her 20s? And this is what most women do. When they're young and hot, They run the streets. And then when they get in the older 30, they want a man now to come and I got always say, forget about them past. They want us to cut it off right here. And say, okay, this from here, forget about that. You don't have to worry about me now. If you worry about what I did in the past, you're insecure. No, that's not insecure. No man want nobody just run through. You think no man gonna marry a girl that's a hoe? And when he friends and pass through her and all that. No. That's not gonna happen. Let's go.
Renner should get banned because we are
they're
all
not the
about
same.
accountability and fucking truth, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been through a lot. I've been through a lot. I'm seen as used goods. You're
Not
seen as
the
a high
same.
value man.
Yeah.
So if you're me, then what? What's next?
Yeah, it's really interesting, and it's interesting you make the
Pisses
observation.
me
and you are
off, boy.
correct. That's the
Boy,
difference
we're
between
equal
the
at the same
masculine and
coin.
the feminine.
Hell
It's
no.
kind of, it's unfair, I guess. The world's not fair, but that's the difference between the masculine and the feminine. Men are respected for going through things and surviving, and women are the complete opposite. They're shamed for going through things and surviving. If you look at women love scars on men for a reason. He's gone through something. They're lived.
War wounds.
Yeah, they're war wounds. Men don't want a chick covered in scars. I'll say this right now, that a woman, the more trauma she goes through, the more
The less-
masculine she naturally becomes.
and the
If you were
less-
to give me my ideal woman, I would not have wanted her to have a hard life and a bunch of trauma.
less,
I like the idea of her having a soft feminine life and being a soft person, and I can take care of her and protect her. Whereas as a man, to be a good man, you need to have been through a bunch of trauma. Because if you haven't been through trauma as a man, you're a weakling. You have to have been through a bunch of
You
shit.
have to be battle
the
tested.
masculine and the feminine is very
Not
interesting
tell you
point
what
there.
he's saying,
As
basically.
for, I don't know your history. I don't know the past, but we can just talk
He
in
knows. He
generalizations.
knows.
in
He
regards
just, he just don't want to put her on blast.
It's not be personal.
I don't know
Yeah.
any of it, but we'll give generalizations.
He knows.
One of the main reasons that men are scared of a female with history is because it makes the man insecure, and scared dogs bite. So this is why men will snap or get angry quick, or they'll bring up your if you get in an argument with them, they'll bring up your history, whatever. But a lot of it is insecurity, and it's not insecurity because the man is insecure. The female paradigm in society convinces men, any man who says anything, you're insecure. It's not insecure in that way. It's insecure in a very realistic, logical way.
Yeah, the demonized men
I'll say,
for
she has a lot of
standards.
life experience. Let's be honest. Am I the richest guy she's ever had? No. Am I the most famous guy she's ever had? No. Am I the best looking guy she's ever had? No. Like, what's keeping her here? And then part of it comes down to, well, am I...
Stick up in. That's on the undertale level, which is his reachable. I'm talking about on the average guy level. They will look past you, look down on you when they're in their young and they're hot and sexy and they're at their prettiest and at their prime. And now, like this girl, when she hit her 30s, you should say, oh, no, she wants a good man, a regular guy. But how a regular guy gonna be with you when you're being run through by these rich guys? Then now when he take and settle with you, everyone gonna see and point at you and say, look, he's married a girl who has been run through, and they have video proof and all these other names that attached to you. As a regular guy, the regular guy can't manage that. It's gonna be hard to manage that because you already live a high lifestyle. So now you have to go, you can't get a man at that level to marry you. So you have to come down now to a medium level guy. And she won't be happy because she's not used to that life. She's used to the high life. But no, nobody don't want her because she's all used up.
in place. If she could do better, would she do better? Like, there's a whole bunch of insecurity involved. And that's where tiny things, like I know it sounds like dumb shit, tiny things about the favorite car brand become more important than ever, right? It's your job as a woman, regardless of how much sexual history you've had or what guy you're with, etc. It's your job as a woman to make your man feel secure in the fact and make him feel like a man. Like Auntie was saying, make him feel like the man no matter what he does, so that he feels like you really truly believe he's the best choice for you on the planet. That's your job to do. Now, if you've had a checkered past, that's perhaps more difficult. You need to be more tactful with it, more tactical about it. But you have to achieve the same result. You have to do the exact same thing, right? So, yeah, it's easy for me if I get a 21-year-old virgin from some village in Slovakia and I'm multi-millionaire Andrew Tate. Of course, it's a very easy. She's never had better. She'll never get better. She's never been anywhere. Boom, boom, easy one, right? But like you said, the world's not so idealistic. The reality is that people have had relationships, etc., etc. But a man is happiest in the relationship when he feels like man of the house and when he truly feels like you believe he's the best man that you could possibly ever get and have ever gotten. Because a man is jealous. I'll tell you something. I used to say this to girls as like a joke. And I used to
There's
say,
always truth in jest.
I used to say, no, I say it's a joke. So you cheated on me before I met you. And she looked,
Stick up in. When he said that, as from a man's perspective, I understand what he's saying. Because sometimes you meet a girl and hook up with her and then you find out, oh, she slept with that guy over there. And you're like, couldn't you wait a little bit longer for me to come along? We have to go and say, so he don't mean it in the sense that you cheated on him. He just mean it in the sense that we as men think that you could have just wait a little longer instead of sleeping with that guy. Because number one, I don't like that guy. He's not on my level. So in that sense, it's okay. It's kind of hard to it's hard to explain to a female, but guys, as men, we as men understand what he's saying here. So it's not nothing foreign, but it's gonna be foreign to them because they're females.
like, what do you mean? I didn't even know you. It was like, yeah, you fucked that guy before I even knew you. You cheated on me. And they used to laugh, whatever, but that's how men think. That's the male
So
mind.
yeah, that's how we
Like,
can
I
look in
love
that
you.
way, yeah.
And you've been fucked by who? But I didn't know you. I don't care.
Yeah, we
if
don't
you knew
care.
me. You should have
It's not even
waited.
10 years ago.
But that's the male mind. So he is in competition with all of your exes and all of your lifestyle and all the things you've done permanently. And it's down to you as a woman to sit there and go, how do I make him secure in himself and secure in his masculinity and make him believe that investing in me is still worthwhile because I still truly value him, despite the fact that I could do X, Y, Z. I hope that gives some clarity, but that's the answer.
So how
Yeah,
do
they don't
I
want
would
to
have
understand.
said, I would have said, oh, for anybody in that situation, come off social media and just raise your child. So the person who meets you's got nothing to. Like, I never knew you. I never knew who you were because I've
Stick up in. But you see, it's hard for this generation to come on social media. It's a difficult thing. People literally have their phone glued to their hand these days. So telling anybody under 30 to come on social media, that's almost like impossible.
never heard of you before. So when I spoke to you, by the way you're saying like what's on the internet, let me say you're a
And the
nicer
thing
person.
is, she's the one that put
what you
all this on the
sound
internet. No
like
one
what
forced
you
her.
perceive to be.
All because she doesn't
Like
make
you
money.
say,
Now
oh,
she have money.
Cole's got all this,
She's sorry for what she did to get the
I've
money.
heard the name, but I don't know anything about you.
I am not
And
sorry
saying
for
that
you. I'm
If you
sorry.
didn't have nothing on social media about your checkered past, and you met somebody the same way how I met you and I conversed and I got to know you, is the same way that they would.
Yeah, and it is interesting, and it's also back to the masculine and feminine, right? Because I'm all over the internet, and supposedly I'm misogynist and I'm evil and all this crap, right? But if I meet a girl, even if she disagrees with me, in fact, I'll say this, I've never ever met a single female who's ever come up to me and disagreed with me. Every woman comes up to me and loves what I say.
I think people mostly disagree with him when they're online. When they meet somebody in person, it's a different conversation. Some people tend to do the most to get clicks online.
Charges against me, put me in jail for things I didn't do, put a travel ban, take my passport, all this garbage. By the time I explain how hard they tried to hurt me and failed, she'll want me. Because she'll be like, you can't kill this guy. And that's going to be it. They're like, you say a bunch of shit I don't like, but you know what? You're the man. So it is about experience, and it is different. And that's a really good point about social media. Social media amplifies all of this shit. It amplifies.
Stick up in. There's two things that amplify people as how they are. If you are dumb, I become rich, you're just a rich dummy. If you're an asshole and you get rich, you're just a rich asshole. If you're a nice guy and because you get money, typically you're still money does amplify the person who you are. And same thing with social media. It amplifies a couple times over the kind of person you are online. People tend to do the most online as all this. Check it out. People do the most. And when they meet in person, they're nothing like the persona they put online is not the same persona they have in real life. So it amplifies and changes people as well.
All these problems, everything we're discussing, everything we've discussed back to the beginning, from status to promiscuity to your past, it's all social media. Without social media, a lot of it goes away.
Yeah. And I think that's why me and my man last so long is that he doesn't do social media and there's nothing on there about me.
I feel like to answer your question too, because I have had people say that as a solution, and it's like you can run but you cannot hide from the truth. And I have shared why my voice has been so impactful and will continue to be impactful is because I have put myself out there and I have been punished for being honest. So it's like I have been given a platform and a voice for a reason. Even sitting down in this conversation thinking there's not one person I'm probably going to agree with and probably going to want to leave, I've been called here for a reason. So it's like I can't go against what is in my heart and what
Stick up in. Let's stop there because that I don't agree with. Don't mean here for a reason. I hate when people say that nonsense, but they're here for a reason. No, the only reason you're there because you're known for sucking dick and using rich men. That's the only reason you are known. And that's the only reason you have a platform difference, because people's interested in your life. That's it. You're not here for no reason. You don't serve no higher purpose, as if people make it sound like as if, oh, I'm here for a reason. What damn reason are you here for? That's just, I hate when people talk them nonsense. I'm here for a reason. That turned me off from anybody. I don't care who you are. Don't tell me, oh, I'm here for a reason. No, you put yourself in a situation that makes you become well known on the social media platform. That's the only reason you're there, because you're, so nobody don't really want to hear what you have to say. I will say, young girls, take notes. Stop posting and bragging and twerking and half naked and posting it online, because when we get older, when I want to get a good guy, that's gonna follow you, and then when that good guy come and say, oh, that's the lifestyle I live. Nah, he can't bring home to his parent, to his mother or his father, especially his mother, to say, Mom, this is the girl I want to marry and spend the rest of my life with. Because when she see what you have done and what you have said, it can cause an effect on your future. So women, young girls, don't take this Britney Renner girl as an example and do the opposite of what she did. Anyway, you don't know what it is. One love, peace, boom.